What you're about to see is a compilation of my reactions to Joshua Bassett's brand new EP, Different. If you'd like to see the full unedited, uncut version of this reaction and breakdown and hear all the insights so you can enjoy this song and the artist Joshua Bassett's work that he put into this, go check out the Patreon right now. There's so much content, including this uncut, unedited reaction. Let's get right into this. This is Would You Love Me Now, first track in the EP. This guy's releasing a lot of music lately, man.
I never wrote the letter that I swore I'd send.
Piano sounds ridiculously good.
I never got to tell you what I really meant. I'm passing Pasadena, do you still live in LA?
That right there is beautiful writing. Passing Pasadena. Holy mackerel, what a beautiful alliteration of words right there. Alliteration is the rhyme, essentially rhyming of words, I guess you could say, or similar sounding words. So for example, you could take it as far as Sally sells seashells on the seashore is alliteration, or even something along the lines of saying something sweet. The sound is alliteration. Passing Pasadena. Holy mackerel, that was beautiful.
I would say if I showed up at your doorstep,
Layered vocals.
would you turn me away? Oh, or would you care to see a stranger whose eyes are still the same? Oh, take me or leave me, I'm going home, but I'd rather be going your way. So
let's talk about this. A lot to talk about right there. First off, let's talk about the fact of the layering of vocals. Part of the reason I went wow it there is because almost throughout the entire track of the chorus, there was layered split vocals. It's an interesting stylistic choice to have them noticeably different vocal takes in the sense of like they're not perfectly in time, which is a definite stylistic choice because typical layering of vocals is you layer them and the listener wouldn't necessarily know that they're layered. They just sound thicker.
going your way,
You hear the layers right there? Now watch this when it goes to the single. I'm going to rewind it just a little bit more.
going your way. So would you love me now?
On the Would You Love Me and then or Love Me Now, it splits into from two vocals to sounds like one. Either that or they're like really, really, really in time where it sounds like one.
Would you love me now? After everything, would you let me in and love me now? We made ourselves a promise we would stay in touch.
We got the pitter-pattering 6/8 kind of drive. 1, 2, I think that's actually, I think, dotted eighth notes. That kind of driving, kind of like pitter-pattering putzing of a horse.
And I still got the Converse that I wore the day we met. I'm
Piano
running
sounds
out of
so
reasons
ridiculous.
not to do it all again. So if I showed up at your door,
Interesting. The bass slide down and then it kind of like went away, the bass. Listen to that.
reasons not to do it all again. So if I showed
Almost dropped out right there.
at your doorstep, would you turn me away? Oh, or would you care to see a stranger whose eyes are still the same?
I think it does go back to that single vocal. Either that or they really layer them. I think that's really, really clever as an artistic choice to really have these two distinct vocals, or at least two distinct vocals, and then to split them, combine them actually at best, or cut them down to one. I think that's really a really clever stylistic choice. I like that. I think that's really cool because it really emphasizes the Would You Love Me Now.
Would you love me now? After everything, would you let me in and love me now? You know I'd fly away.
Piano sounds so good,
with
man.
you if you asked me to.
That's a classic Joshua Bassett move right there. That like I want to say it's a dominant seventh chord. Either that or it's a 5 of 5. It's like not in the original key. It's a very distinct sound. It might be in the key, but I think it's a 5/7 chord, like a dissonant 5. I think.
Please say for one more day, if I showed up at your doorstep, would you turn me away? Oh, or would you care to see a stranger whose eyes are still the same?
Single vocal. I bet it
Take me or
splits.
leave me, I'm going home.
Told you.
But I'd rather be going your way. So would you
Nice
love
bass
me
riff.
now?
Really emphasizing his vocals, the breathiness of his vocal. His vocal timbre was super, super breathy, and the way that he's releasing the air at the end of it. Really distinct style of singing.
Would you love me now?
can hear the pattering of the sustain pedal of the piano. She said, he said, she said. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Hear that spring reverb on that bass? The little slappy thing? The little bright slap? That's spring reverb. That's nice. That's really nice. With a pitch down vocal going on, this is nice. And echo actually on the bass.
I saw you in the back of the room taking shots with your friends again.
Got a couple things to talk about. Very high pass filtered vocal echo going on. There's a bit of an echo. Definite layered vocals. And this is what I learned from Charlie Puth is he layers his vocals side to side, the main vocal in the center, but layers the left and right vocal with whisper vocals on the side. Listen to the whisper.
I guess high school never ends. You sure got a lot to say when you're talking on my name. You sure got a lot to say, but did you tell him everything?
Really cool use of reverb throws, big reverb sections like that'll be on one word and I'll just throw that one word. That's very, very cool.
She said, he said, she said, she said, he said, she said, she said, he said, she said, she said, he said, she said.
This is cool, man. This is very poppy, very radio ready. I want to feel like this is definitely getting more and more like top notch. Not that he wasn't a good songwriter or good production. Like I just really feel like in this previous album that we just heard, like the hotels, sad hotel songs, it's just his production level exponentially grew.
I can't keep playing games when your rules are always
Guitar coming in.
If you're saying sorry, you can save it. Oh, and when you dance with the devil gon' dance with you.
That was cool because we've already heard that line before. This is the pre-chorus, obviously. So to go back to that pre-chorus, to slightly change it like that was a cool eye catcher or ear catcher for the listener because you're repeating the same thing, but it doesn't sound repetitive because you just pulled out some of the instruments that you just recently added these instruments. So now pull them back for a sec to go back in. That was very clever production tip. Listen to that. Pull out. That was clever. That was cool. Again, just with the vocals. Nice. Okay, I want to hear a guitar solo, man. This is really cool, big 80s synths. Like, I feel like we need this big 80s guitar solo to come in right here, man. Like, oh, rip the solo. Why are we getting a bass rip?
Burn your bridge, talk your shit. I've been growing thicker skin. Forgiveness, ask again. Patience only runs so thin. Starting rumors.
Nice. That's cool. That's a cool, very cool way to like that to reintroduce the chorus one last time with this new vibe of stab synths. Very 80s stab sound, but this is cool. I like that.
Just can't get over. I let you go. Yeah.
The very bass, kick bass going.
She said.
Like boots and cats kind of drum pattern. This was cool. This is a very cool track, man. This was fun. This is very fun. I don't know. This is a fun track. I enjoy this a lot. There's a cool melody, cool concept. I like the concept a lot. Really cool. Nice job, Joshua. Third track in the EP. This is I'm Sorry.
Thought about what I would say, but I'm too
Nice
used
stereo.
too late.
That's a beautiful melody. That's a beautiful melody.
I'll be first to admit, but it was better than being strangers again. Oh, I'm drunk too late talking to the moon.
I really like the rawness of this. It's like the rawness in the vocals, not a ton of production going on, like pretty dry style vocals. And then very like raw sounding acoustics left and right here. Stereo acoustics, two different recordings. You could totally tell it's two different guitars being recorded separately.
And I know that I'm to blame, so go ahead and blame it on me. Oh, I know that I'm too late, but I'll say it anyway. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wow. Musically and lyrically, I love when the music and the production and the songwriting meets all up. The song's titled I'm Sorry. He's talking about the fact that he made a mistake and he's sorry. And right when he says I'm sorry, it goes to the one chord right there and it hits the one chord and it pauses. And the one chord in music is typically used for resolution.
I'm sorry, though it's far too
Piano
late.
sounds beautiful.
And it was me, it wasn't you.
I'm sorry, that's the piano. I'm sorry, I was thinking of the last track. Guitar sounds beautiful. That was a brain fart. I was listening. Truthfully, I was thinking about a note that was hit on the two guitars. It sounded like they hit two different notes, and it was interesting how they slid up. That's what I was thinking about when I said the piano. I meant the guitar.
Wasn't you.
That's funny. That note actually, that slide. That's exactly what I was thinking about.
I wasn't thinking how I usually do.
That's funny.
And is your mama doing well? Or does she hate me still?
That conversation, bum, 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 it really drives along the song. What's really interesting is we're a little over halfway through almost a 4-minute song, and all it is has been two guitars, left and right stereo guitars, and a vocal.
I know that I'm too late, but I'll say it anyway. I'm sorry.
Droning pad on the one chord note.
I'm sorry.
Guitar matching the melody.
Sorry, though it's far too late.
So I'm curious where we are. We're 3/4 of the way through the song, and I'm curious, is he going to keep the same kind of vibe? Is he going to go completely different? Like, is he going to go to a bridge that sounds completely different? Really interested to see, as a listener, where this can go in so many different places. This could also be like a Billie Eilish track where, what's the track where she goes like, it's really, 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 really simple and acoustic, and then it goes crazy banger. I could also see it being something like that too. Even I assume it's not going to be, but I could see it being it.
If you ever hear this,
Cool, layering almost harmony angel style vocals. Is
I'm not proud of who I've been.
that a vocoder?
And if I see you again,
My favorite instrument. We got a vocoder in here. Vocoder is a synthesizer that you plug essentially the vocals into, creating these harmonies based on notes you're playing on the keys.
I know that I'm to blame, so go ahead and blame it on me. Ooh, I know that I'm too late, but I'll say it anyway. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I really like that melody matching the guitar.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Ooh, leaves you with the tension. Does not resolve on that one chord. Last but certainly not least, we got Different, a track that I personally very much like the title of because I, in fact, have a track called Different. If you want to check it out, it means a ton to me. Yeah, man, I love that. Also, notice the ambient noise in there. I'm going to rewind it a little bit. Notice like the little hiss, the white noise kind of creating this raw vibe to it.
Darling, how I missed you. 2 years, not even friends. And I'm trying not to kiss you, cause we've seen how this can end.
You know what this is giving me vibes of? This is giving me Plus album, Ed Sheeran, Autumn Leaves. The guitar very much reminds me of that.
And my therapist would kill me if she knew that I was here. But no one knows me like you know me, dear.
He's totally got some huge pop melodies over some really acoustic singer-songwriter tracks. If you're curious to also hear these tracks produced in a very, very pop way, I think this song could totally be like a pop song with synths too as well, and work in both ways.
My biggest regret was walking away. I'm not gonna make the same mistake.
Get a huge reverb going on in that. That's really cool production.
I'm not gonna make the same mistake.
I think that actually is a slide guitar. My assumption is that's a slide guitar playing the melody of the vocals with a huge amount of reverb on there. That's really cool.
And the truth is we might, but if we do this thing right, maybe this time it'll be different.
Very raw style
Maybe
vocals
this
right there.
time it'll be different.
Very, very raw guitar playing too. Like almost sounds like there's some interesting dissonance in the guitar notes.
And I didn't think you'd kiss me, but I'm too in love to care. So kiss me slow before I go, my dear. I'm back in your arms, but everything's changed.
There's something about songwriting where it has this nostalgic feel, like you've heard it before, and sometimes you haven't, which means it's a good song.
Now we've been to hell and back again. My biggest regret was walking away.
That was...
I'm not gonna make
Reverbs is so cool.
the same mistake.
So that's interesting. Again, the different right there almost sounds like it's really far in the mix, like he's far from the mic, which is really interesting, just production style.
Can't believe I didn't see it. We took our time to space when I'm back in your arms. But everything's changed.
This is giving me serious Taylor Swift vibes as well. This is cool, man.
We'll end up the same, and the truth is we might. But if we do this thing right, maybe this time it'll be different. Maybe this time it'll be different.
Nice sustain on there. That was cool. Very cool track. Very cool production. I would love this song in particular. I would love to see like a behind the scenes of how it was made.